Okay, so the industrial era has finished. The world moves into the modern era. I say technically because everyone is already in the modern era. In fact, we have two civilizations in the information era, which is worrying from a victory perspective. So they both have already completed their first objectives, which is annoying. Culture-wise, we're watching out for Peter, but as you can see, well, Peter and Tamiris has more culture, but as you can see, no one's really close. No one's going to win domination. Religion's going to be our methodology. If we win the game, it's going to be religion. The Kree are obviously very close to winning diplomatic, but I'm banking on the AI always voting against them. And that way, them not being able to win diplomacy. We have converted our entire home continent except for this city, which doesn't matter because it doesn't have a holy site. And this city is a new city that just got founded, so it doesn't matter. These cities, again, don't matter, no holy sites. So we're trying to win a religious victory, which means I've still got a massive continent, the New World, to basically convert. I've got all my units sort of running around, but I'm not running into any... Like, the AI doesn't really care about religion at this point in the game. So I would like to kill a bunch of religious units and get the victory, but that's not looking too likely. We're now communist, and that's basically because if we look at this tree, communism, class struggle was on the road to opening up these techs. We don't actually need totalitarianism because it unlocks this tech, which then doesn't go anywhere. The same for suffrage, it's just suffrage is also just an extra tech. So we don't need that either. We'll get radio eventually, so I decided to go conservation and see what this is. We're going for flood barriers, which is why we've got computers. Also, additional spy is nice. After that, I mean, I'll see what this tech is. It's not really worth going back for these ones. It leads to a dead end. Same deal with astronomy and military tactics. I'm not going to bother with those. We'll probably go radio next for the Eureka. Well, you can see, well, I've got, what, 42? Yeah, 12 techs. We are quite a way behind everyone now, science-wise, so we're going to rely on diplomacy to make sure that we don't get absolutely crushed. So, heroic age, Russia, Nubia is also in a heroic age, and we've got golden. A lot of normal ages, and Greece and Mali are both in dark ages, so Greece I reckon might get wiped off the face of the planet. They're down to these 4 cities. Preslav is apparently going to flip to them, but I have... Actually, this will probably flip at least one more time. Back to Greece, but I feel like that's going to go. I feel like... I just have a feel like this is 15 per turn, that's going to go. This is -5, this will go slowly, because I've already got the governor there. And everyone else entering golden ages. Pretty much everyone. I was kind of hoping we could flip culturally Dortmund, but I don't think this will update next turn. I don't think we'll be able to. The other city was Radom, which we can probably flip if we run Bread and Circuses, which I think we will do, just to try and improve our ability. Well, just to get a few. I don't think I can overrun. Go on a massive loyalty flipping spree. Anyway. So, reform the coinage is pretty obvious because we're relying on trade. Let's actually... because of a mod, these are our trade routes, as you can see. 10 signs, 10 signs, 10 signs, 10 signs, 11, and then... that's just because we're so far behind. So, reform of coinage is pretty obvious. We're not going to build any wonders. We're not building any wonders. I don't really need... We're not building any more cities. +2 movement for naval and embarked units is actually useful because we're sending a lot of religious units across the continent. If I look at that loyalty bonus, it would apply to Cahokia and if we flip anything else. We have a cultural alliance with the Cree. They also have the biggest cities, so we're not going to be... They're also in a golden age, aren't they? Cree are in a golden age, so that's not going to work. We could maybe flip Germany. Maybe. Get some territory that way. I really want to flip Dortmund, because it's got oil. We don't have oil. We basically have no resources. Because we're so small. So we're going to pick those two, and... I mean, look, Heartbeat of Steam is just useless. 2 arms at least might be useful for 15% production. So that's that. Cool. We will check in. We'll talk more tactics a little bit later. I feel like what's going to happen is the game will end. I feel like it's going to be a science victory because they're already in the information age at some point in the next 60 turns. So they're already here. Fortunately, neither of my long-term alliances are... I did have an alliance with Canada at one point, but whatever. Yeah, since there's 2 of them sort of winning, we can't stop everyone from winning Space Race, but what we can do is convert everyone. So, that is entirely... And it's all down to... We took Pilgrimage, Holy Order, Mosque. We did take reliquaries, but it's not been very useful. We haven't been able to get any relics. Basically, the AI has barely built any religious units, so I haven't had any dead apostles or anything, which kind of sucks. Anyway, that's the game situation. We have iron. We have 14 horses. That's our strategic resources. That's what we have. But maybe we'll get some more when... I think we can flip Radom. And if we start with that, who knows? Maybe Astrakhan? I think that will flip to Scythia. That's my other question. So Nubia is heroic. Scythia, which flipped these 3 cities. Because a strong Scythia means a less strong Nubia. Nubia has... Nubia used to have Adelaide, Preslav, Corinth, Ephesus, I think, and Tananarivo, which is where our Winter Stars sort of run around. But yeah, so we've managed to limit Nubia a little bit. We can't do anything really about Canada. We can send spies there. At the moment, my spies are in England. I want to see if I can make England a bit weaker, so I've got less of their cities to convert. So like I had a spy in Toronto, and that flipped Toronto, for example, to Canada. Don't think... Oh, it might stay flipped. Because if I can flip England, that'll make converting them a lot easier. I won't get grievances. Which is one way we can lose the game, is we generate heaps of grievances. Like he had like 500 when I first converted. Peter didn't care, weirdly. So that's fine. The question is, England will be pissed at us. Arabia will be pissed at us, but we don't really care that much. France is the big worry, because I've got a bit of an empire. Anyway, I will continue the game. I don't think there'll be a lot more story. It's just religious conversions, which is kind of boring. And I don't really feel like being like, oh, in year X, Saint Adalbert converted the heathens to Y religion. Like, that's not that interesting, I don't think. Anyway, I will keep going. We'll check in for strategy. End of the game, probably. I mean, end of the modern era. End of the game, I think. Hopefully, the game will probably end in the next 60 turns, I think. Wait, do I have a minus? I don't have a plus. Never mind. This isn't really a part of the story or anything. This is just sort of like, no, Germany! You have oil already! I thought we were allies! Can't you let me have the oil? Oh, that's, yeah. Oh well. The year is 1896, and the Polish expedition to Antarctica has formed the city of Kalisz. The city of Kalisz was founded by the Polish politician Vicente Witos. Vicente Witos was known back home, so he was a farmer by trade. He was very much involved in the agricultural, so like the building of farms and things. So he came from the Cahokia area. You can see a couple of farms. Those are the only farms I have in the entire empire. Therefore, he came from Cahokia and represented that area. He became popular for his ability to integrate different cultures into his government and different opinions, and part of this formed the establishment of Kalisz. Now, Kalisz is actually an oil town founded for the oil, which we are now going to exploit forever and ever, or at least the rest of this game. As you can see here, Kalisz, so originally had a population of about, I don't know, let's say like 1 million people. Obviously, this was a bit ridiculous to sustain, so people starved and stuff, which was really bad. So on the whole, the expedition to Poland to establish the city site of Kalisz, not looked upon by history particularly kindly, however, did achieve its objective of securing oil for the Polish Empire, the only source of oil that the Poles, in fact, had access to after negotiating with Germany, who very thankfully decided they didn't want to settle on that one tiny tile island in the middle of the South Atlantic Ocean, in the middle of all the ice sheets that you can see surrounding the city.